Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and if you're listening this to go to bed, then good night. Welcome back to the So Smooth podcast. I am your host, May So Smooth. You know what the deal is. You know what I'm saying? We back here again. Thank you for everybody who's been continuously tuning in. I really appreciate it. This is episode 8. Today we're actually gonna be talking about music. And the impact that it can have on the mental state of people and how influential it really is in the world. Because I got a couple things I want to talk about, and a couple things that's happened recently in my life. Um, we're gonna get into it, but off rip, you know what it is. Verse of the day. We're going into Matthew 11 and 28 through 29. Jesus was this was during Jesus' travels, and so he was still alive during this time. I mean, he's alive in general. You know what I'm saying? He rose again, but this is when he was in the flesh and the physical. So pretty much it says, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls." Like, that itself is, he's literally telling us. Well, during this time, he was talking to like unrepentant towns and people who are, just going through. But the thing about Jesus's words is they have no time frame. So this was over 2,000 years ago, right? And it's still making sense to me now. So, he ain't got no time frame. Big bro, he what he say it's gonna stick around for a while. That's just how he rolled. That's just how he rolled. But like I said, today we're gonna be talking about music. So I wanted to get into music for a few weeks now, but I didn't want to jump into it without trying to figure out what I wanted to exactly say. Uh, I was going to talk about the mental impact, I was going to talk about the emotional impact, but I also want to talk about the spiritual impact when it comes to just how music can really affect you. We're going to start from point A, right? The mental impact. The thing when it comes to music is music has been proven through science, through personal experience, that it has a tremendous impact on the mental state of people, of humans. So, for instance, they say classical music helps with studying and memory retention. And when I've been having to study, or whenever I have been trying to like really just lock in on something, I play classical music. Like, I play classical music in the gym, and it has helped. Like, I'm like, okay, we might be onto something. You know what I'm saying? We might be onto something. So I know for a fact that it helps. And the other things, like, so you know how they play like DJs. Shout out all my DJs, man. Who I know as a DJ? Josh. Uh, Shout out Moody. Shout out Orlando. Shout out who else a DJ? Like, just shout out all my DJs. You know what I'm saying? Y'all be out here doing y'all thing, spin, scratch, scratch, scratch. You know what I mean? So what I mean is DJs have a different outlook on music because they have to play what's gonna get people excited. So they're looking for feelings in songs. Like, for instance, um, the best example right now is probably "Put on the Floor Again" by Lotto. Um, Everybody, you know what I'm saying? When that come on, what's happening? Like, bro, everybody get excited. I get excited, but I'm saying, like, everybody gets excited because it provides a stimulation, like a rush of adrenaline. Like, oh my gosh, like, I love this song. It's so hype. It's so fierce. Lotto was talking her mess on there. Cardi, with the Cardi feature, she talking her mess on there. It's People love it. People love it, right? So it gets them excited. So music has a very, very influential part in the mental state of people. And so when it mental and emotional kind of combine together, um, because your emotions reflect off of your thoughts. And when you I've been in situations where, I've been upset before and I just click on one of my songs, but it's a very sad song. It's a very slow tone R&B song. And it's really providing a deeper atmosphere of sadness because that's what I chose to listen to. And I think because I try to really think about what I listen to. And so when I think about when I be, down the dumps and I'm listening to these like these sad songs, whatever about whatever the case may be, it makes me realize that I'm sinking deeper into that hole, and I need to change this. So like nowadays when I get whatever, I don't try to even listen to music sometimes. I just try to pray to God, or I try to, do things I enjoy. Like I'll get up and hop on my PlayStation, or I'll watch some anime, or do regular TV or whatever. Um, so I do things to help. Like I do things to help myself get out of that state of mind. But when I used to just do it with music, like that's just how it was. Like so, one example I do have. This is kind of jumping a little bit ahead into the spiritual aspect, but pretty much there's a situation where my uh pretty much one of my closest homeboys, um we weren't like crazy close, but we was just around each other so much in the last days of his life that it was like we just got so close. I mean, it was just like a genuine connection. It was just cool. We could laugh with each other, all that stuff. Um, so my homeboy got in like an accident and he ended up passing away. And it was like I just it was like so many songs just like reminded me of that point in time, like how I felt like when he passed away. Like one thing that always gets me is the intro to "Please Excuse Me for Being Antisocial" by Roddy Ricch is actually called intro, but he has one verse on there where it's like it's like it says, "My big bro behind bars fighting 200 years." That's actually crazy. It said, "I got the car, lost my dog, and I don't know how to feel." Cause when they called me and let me know that he was gone, it was just like I got a phone call. And so when that album came out later on, like it was like some months down the line, he was all I could think about. So my emotional state was affected by a song by a person who had no idea what I was even going through. And so what I mean is like music just has an impact on us no matter when. And another example would be another time when I was going through something and dealing with something. I know the power of my God and Jesus and the Holy Spirit, and being in the presence of God, it just gives me so much peace. So when I was down in the dumps, I decided to turn on worship music. I don't remember what was playing. I used to have a smaller bed than I do now, and so I have a stereo system. So I would pull my stereo system out, and like when my family wasn't home, and just blast my music. And I don't remember what song I played, but I just hooked my phone up and I just pressed on it. And when I tell you, I went to like I'm laying in the bed, just unrestful, just in complete distress, and I fell asleep so fast because whatever lyrics the person was saying, whatever atmosphere was created in my room, maybe I might have been talking to God, just repeating something over and over. Like I don't know. I don't know what it was. Like there's you get in those times where you're just like just screaming out to God, and it's like Jesus help me, Jesus help me, Jesus help me, help me, help me, help me, help me, help me. And it's like it's so you don't realize that he is there until he shows himself. And literally I just fell asleep. I don't remember it was fast, it was quick. I woke up. Now mind you, I was down terrible. I was crying, like I was down in the dumps, and I just woke up rejuvenized. And it's because my spirit was just so at peace. It was so at peace. And I think that's just a testament to how powerful music can be on our emotional state, because our mental our emotions are a reflection of our thoughts. Um, Now I want to move into the more broader aspect when it comes to artists overall. Now there are some artists that I do believe um, their music is very negative when it comes to in respect to my belief. Um, and just some of the things they do, I just don't really agree with it. I don't, and I'm not like a big fan of them. And it's not even like a hate towards them, because my youth pastor actually brought to my attention a few days ago, and he was like, because I was talking, so I'm not a fan of Beyonce. Like I'm not saying she's a bad singer. I just believe a lot of stuff she does, and like how her concert is. Um, it just like when I look at it, it just doesn't agree with my spirit at all, and just the imagery. I just not a big fan of it. And I was talking about the Beyonce concert because I had the opportunity to go to Beyonce, like just to go. I didn't have to pay. I had an opportunity to, but I declined it because I'm not going to, even if it's free and if she's such a big deal, I'm not going to compromise what I already believe in. Just because it's free or because it's Beyonce or because it's like a big name. It's not me. And I was telling my youth pastor about, I was like, yeah, man, because I'm a youth leader at my church, so he's not my youth pastor, but we just call him YP. Like that's just the way it is. But I was telling about, I was like, yeah, man, like just a lot of stuff she do, and like one time she put up a hand sign, but it was in like the if you remember, like I think Eminem used to do it, and like Uzi has done it before, like the little like horn thing, but like how, but like it's like the two fingers on top of the thumb and not like clutched in like how rock stars do or something like that. She did one of her shows, and that just I was like, nah, that ain't it. And just the imagery is important. And he told me, he was like, look, at the same time as if you feel it in your spirit, um, they are human just like us. And I wasn't judging, but I could see how I was being biased and not thinking maybe something's going on over there that I don't know about. Maybe they are maybe Beyonce is acting in a way and having these images and portrayals and things in her music about things that just don't agree with me. I just don't want to get too deep into it. That's why I'm trying to kind of like graze over it. But he was like, you gotta pray for them too, because they might not know what they're doing. Just like how we don't always know when we're doing wrong, even if it's not wrong to us or wrong to others. Like it could be seen as wrong in the grand scheme of things. And since I am a Christian, since I believe in that, um, a lot of stuff she does is just not for me. Like I had stopped listening to other artists like Travis Scott. I had stopped listening to Uzi. Like, I just deleted my last Uzi song. I think last week or something. It was off of the Pink Tape. It was Patience with Don Toliver, and I downloaded it because I really like Don Toliver, like a lot. Like Don Toliver is like I think the number one song this year on my Apple Music is Leather Coat off of Love Sick. Like that just go hard, especially like he be spazzing. But I had to delete that. Um, and it's another artist is like ESTG. This goes back to more of the mental state when it relates to the words they're using is affecting. Like if you're constantly consuming that, it's going to affect you. I had an instance where I grew spiritually in my awareness of the things I was listening to and watching. Um, I spent a weekend. I spent a weekend with my church as a leader in a encounter, or like a some people call it like a retreat or whatever. But anyway, I got something out of it, even though it was for the youth, and I just left so energized and so aware, and I was glad because it wasn't a high, it wasn't a rush. Like I grew in it, and it's continuously growing. So I don't know. It's the Holy Spirit just made me more aware of the things I'm listening to and watching, and I'm like, if I get the slightest urge, like, nah, this ain't for me. It's I I don't cut it instantly because some stuff is difficult to cut instantly. You can't always go cold turkey, but I just cut it out because I know in the grand scheme of things, it don't matter if I never accomplish any of my goals. It don't matter if I don't get married. It don't matter if I never have X amount of dollars, what type of house. My purpose on earth is more important than anything else I do at all. As long as I serve God in the extent that He wants me to, I don't care if I don't do anything else, because that's what's important to me at the end of the day is fulfilling God's purpose, whatever purpose that is. As long as I fulfill it, then that's what's important to me overall. I don't care if I go broke fulfilling God's purpose. I don't care if I just don't care. Like, because I love God that much. I want to do what He put me on this earth to do this is kind of going a little bit off of music, but what I mean is, in a simple aspect to just kind of like wrap it up, is the peace I feel, the confidence I feel, the determination I feel, the lack of second thought I feel, the lack of doubt I feel when I'm following God to the fullest content reminds me that He is real. Because anything else I try to do, my mind will go left or whatever. Or I just feel at my best when I'm serving God. But back to music. So like with ESTG, he's one of the street dudes. Now, people could tell you, last year, I knew almost every bar. I knew the beat. Like, I was on it, right? The ESTG was that dude. But then I took a step back. And I realized that all he talked about was murder and money. And I could feel myself becoming violently mentally. I could feel myself looking for the next dollar. I could feel myself changing because my favorite artist, that was all he talked about. So I would wake up in the gym, ESTG, walking to class, ESTG, driving down the road, speeding down the highway, breaking the law, ESTG. And when I cut it out, like when I was like, bro, I can't do this. Like when I cut it out, it was like an instant shift. I thought more clear. I was more relaxed. I was more calm. I was better decision making. I was less sporadic, spontaneous, but the reckless spontaneous, not like the, oh my gosh, let me just go get ice cream today. Like, no, like I was like, oh yeah, I'm finna do this. Like, let me do a donut in the parking lot. I didn't do it, but I thought about it. And so just, yeah, it's music is so influential because when you collect these words so much, it really gets to you. Like realization that I had even more recently was about my state when it comes to being in a relationship. So I used to be very, and this is like when I say used to be, I mean like like a week and a half ago or like 2 weeks. But I was very lonely. I was very not like boohoo crying lonely, just like, dang, I want a girl. Like I want a woman. Like I want someone to have as my own. Um, and I realize that when I'm again in those state of mind, like especially if I'm driving on the road, like late at night, I'm playing my playlist called, I have a chill playlist, and I'm really listening to the word because I know the words. I learned one thing I do is I will learn a song. It's just how I am. I just learn songs. I think it's a challenge. I think it's fun to try to learn what they're saying. Um, and so what I mean by that is I'm listening to these songs. I'm driving down the road, and it's like all these songs about loss or lost romance. They're talking about getting a girl back. They're talking about finding a girl. They're talking like it's like it was my loneliness and my want for companionship was not only being fueled by the desires that I already had, by me being my by me feeling left out by my friends who are in relationships, but it was being reinforced almost every single day by the songs I love to listen to. And I remember driving in my car, I'm like, there's no way. And I have yet to delete the playlist, but I have definitely drifted back from it a lot because it was just so reinforcing. Like, I'm longing all these things and wondering, man, like, I just can't get over it. But when I cut the music out, oh, you're not thinking, yeah, you still thinking about like, oh, dang, it would be nice to have a girl instead of, I wish I had a girl. You see the difference? Like, I'm just like, oh, okay, that'd be cool. When it happens, it happens. But it used to be, I want it to happen. Like right now, I just feel like I'm missing out. And so music has always had an influence on me, and it's for some people it can be too much. Like some people cannot listen to rap at all, and their mental state will change and they'll become more reckless. Like some people cannot listen to rap at all because a lot of the new age rap is very drill. We spinning drugs, like just fast life, and some people will get caught in that if they listen to it too much. Like when people are trying to get ready for a game, they listen to hype music. When people getting ready for, like people set the tone. Like at weddings, they're not gonna walk down the aisle to, I don't know, like Sexy Red. Like they're not gonna walk down the aisle to Sexy Red. Like it's gonna be like a elegant or just like beautiful noise, just to like create the moment and to build the atmosphere. And it's important. Music is very powerful. Music is very powerful. um and I wanted to make this to kind of shed light and to really send out, like a little bat signal. Like I'm not like if because there's some songs I actually listen to that I know are affecting me. It's just how much are you going to take of it till you decide to cut it off. Like I'm not saying I have completely cut out all music that I don't need to be listening to. Like if Pop Smoke come on the shuffle, I'm on it. But it'd be the same thing if, I don't know, somebody like the Clark Sisters or Mary, or if Black came on, or I don't know, Drake. Like it's how much are you gonna give it? You know what I'm saying? It's important. And I kind of like rambled on towards the end of this, but I just wanted to like just reinforce like look like I'm setting up a bat signal, setting up a smoke signal. Think about what you're listening to, because your thought patterns can change tremendously if you just let go. Um, so I want to challenge you guys. If you do it, you do. If you don't, you don't. It's not really like you gotta do a thing, but I challenge you to not listen to music for 3 days straight. Now, if music comes on like around you, I mean, you can't really do anything about that. It just comes on around you. But if I challenge you to not listen to music for 3 days and see how much your mind has changed. Whether it's more clear, maybe it's more because some people use music for organization. Maybe you're more unorganized. Maybe it's hard to focus because you're not listening to your song. Like whatever the case may be, just do an experiment on yourself and don't play music for 3 days straight and see how much of a difference it is. Because I can't be like, oh, don't listen to it for a day. Like no, you need to really have time away from it. So I encourage you just to listen to music. Don't listen to music for 3 days straight and just see how it comes. But yeah, just stay focused, y'all, for real. Because it's people are the things in music are going to affect us whether, we try not to or not. If you listen to something every single day, it's going to have an impact on you. So I just thank you guys for listening. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. This is probably one of my more favorite episodes. It's a little quick one, You guys know I don't really try to do too much. Some people be asking, for a little bit longer episodes, and I be trying, but these are just quick things. Like, my podcast is very, very free, very open. I don't have a real boundary. I don't have a barrier. That's why I just jump around so much. But yeah, thank you guys for listening. I hope you guys have a great rest of your whatever. And see you guys later.